It's November 2nd, Wednesday, November 2nd, and I don't know, about 11:30 a.m. And we're coming up on an election, midterms. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking about sitting this one out, the midterms this year. You know, I'll make a final decision on that day. You know, that's between me and God, I guess, because I ain't answering anybody about it. But that's because, I know me, myself, and when I'm in a certain mental space or frame of mind, sometimes it's better for me to not be around crowds and a whole bunch of, it's going to be crowded, it's going to be a lot of people. Some people may be emotional, there may be, a lot of things going on, a lot of Indian chiefs, and not enough Indians. And I don't feel like being around that bullshit. I'll make the final decision. I mean, this is not the presidential election, so, I might sit this one out. But that's because, I know when I need to separate myself. I don't want to put other people in jeopardy by me being in a not proper frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? I have to do some emotional self-maintenance. It's important to do emotional self-maintenance on yourself. In the hood, you grow up and, you're not supposed to show emotions unless you turning up, getting ratchet, popping off, acting up, you know what I'm saying? Setting it off, whatever they call it these days. You know what I'm saying? But, sometimes, what's left of my heart, there's a black hole where my heart used to be. I like to say that, figuratively, though sometimes I feel it literally, because of so many things that I've seen. And see, the thing is, people don't understand, like, about a person like me. When you are cognizant of and have a very high level of awareness towards behavior patterns, and you are able to discern and recognize and identify behavior patterns, not only in people, not only in families, not only in communities, not only in races, cultures, not only in education, not only in media, not only in politics, not only in civilizations, I look at behavior patterns, and so when you're able to do that, sometimes it's a heavy burden because a lot of people don't have and possess that high level of awareness to be able to not only, in order to know to be able to predict what's going to happen in the future, you got to not only pay attention to what's going on right now, you also have to look at the past and compare the two, and that allows you to hypothesize what may come in the future, And hypothesis means, to make an educated guess, And so, I say this, people might think, what the fuck is she talking about? Yo, do you know how many motherfuckers I have out-survived? People who thought they were smarter than me, thought they knew the game better than me, thought they knew the streets better than me, thought they knew humanity better than me. Shout out to you, mommy, with your Bambi bullshit. I love you, mom, but your Bambi bullshit is what got you killed. Or like to my sister who thought she knew the streets and she knew the game, and look, it got her killed while she was out there doing, shit that looks so good on TV. They make it look good on TV. You know why? Because they're writers. You know how I know? I'm a writer, but I don't write fiction like they do. I don't make shit up. I am more of an investigative journalism activist, an investigative journalist. I'm old school. I've seen things and survived things, that some of you can only imagine or rap about, And like sometimes it fucks my head up. It really does. Like right now. Because sometimes it makes me angry. All the people who I've out-survived, who I tried to warn them, but they wasn't listening. Not just my mother with her Bambi bullshit. Not just my sister with her, I can handle whatever, getting out there with the bullshit she got herself involved into that wound up getting her murdered. And I love my sister. I wish anybody would try to say anything. I'll be ferocious. That includes my family. I'll speak on my sister because, see, I knew her before any of y'all did. I knew her when she was in my mother's belly. Okay? I used to read to her Disney stories when she was in my mother's belly and babysit her alone when I was 7 years old. babysitting a 6-month-old child alone. So nobody better not tell me anything. It hurts my heart that I had to bury my sister and go see my sister in the goddamn hospital morgue like that, yo, and funeral parlor like that. Yo, I have to speak on it, you know, because shit, it makes me angry. Like, for example, like, you know, niggas even in the game think they knew more than me because I was a nobody. I was on the outside. I just stuck my little baby toe in the game, the street game, the drug game. You know, I was a nobody. I want to make that clear, okay? Nobody, but I was a smart nobody. Like that fucker. There's a nigga from 160 at 165 specifically, between Broadway and Amsterdam. Okay, that haunts me. And I'm glad I don't dream about him to this day. Cause I tried to warn him 2-3 times. I tried to warn him to not do what he was doing. He was out there. He was, you know, one of the Dominican dealers back in the day. In the 90s, they were out there, excuse the expression, not trying to disrespect. They were out there like roaches, straight up. They were all over. And I'm not trying to say that to disrespect. No, I'm just trying to give you an idea of how it was back there in the 90s. They were everywhere. They were out there, it was like open, like drug supermarket. That's how it was before TNT started busting them all the way down. But, see, he didn't make it to a TNT bust down or anything, you know? And that's why he haunts me. That's why, like, today is a day, you know, I have to be careful to check myself because I get real angry because I remember that I warned him. You know, that's what makes me angry about it, you know, because I warned him. He was a real nice guy. You know, he really didn't belong in the drug game. I told this story one time before, a couple times. Some may have heard it, some not. And I used to warn him. You know, he seemed like he should have been working with disabled children, you know, or something like that. For real. He was that, like, honest and a good person, good character. He really didn't belong in the drug game. See, because to be in the drug game, you got to be prepared to do dirt, you know, because dirt will come to you in the drug game. And he didn't listen. He used to go upstairs because they were out there, you know, him, all his homeboys, they were all out in the street, this and that. They had apartments in the buildings. The building on right on the corner where St. Nick and Amsterdam intersect at 165. Okay, they had that building on lock. I don't know how many apartments they had in that building. What, 10, 12, 15, who knows? Back in the day, it was a lot. He was in one of them, you know. He used to do his thing on the scale, you know what I'm saying, chop it up, this and that. And I used to warn him. And when I would go in there with him, because I know he would go in there with me alone. Now, that wasn't unusual. I was a nobody. I looked like a nobody. I act like a nobody. I really wasn't a nobody, but I wasn't a villain or I wasn't a predator who would try, you know, to openly rob them like that, you know, stick up kid. Wasn't my style, you know. And he was a real nice guy. He would give you stuff for free or this or that, and, you know, give you lectures and stuff. Yo, but I used to warn him. I used to give him a lecture too. I used to say, listen, you know, it's not, you know, it's not a good thing. I wanted to say it's not smart, but I didn't want to offend him. It's not a good thing to come in, you know, to go in the spot with by yourself with a custody, you know. That could be dangerous. What I really meant to tell him was, yo, is you stupid? Going into the spot alone and you get used to doing that, a motherfucker will scope you and watch your behavior pattern and stick you up. If they see you too nice like that and you think people won't test you. I wanted to tell him like that, but I didn't want to offend him. I told him, I warned him about it twice. I remember I wanted to tell him a third time, but I seen he wasn't listening the first two. You know, he just brushed it off because his homeboys was right downstairs, a whole bunch of them. You know, I'm sure they had hardware around or whatever. They could handle themselves. But what he didn't realize is when you upstairs in the motherfucking spot and a motherfucker try you, whether it's one or two, yo, you will be in a fight for your life. You might not make it till you get your homeboys to rescue you. And he found out the hard way. I was so glad I wasn't there the day it happened. That's the only thing I'm glad for. Because that shit still hurts me. When I think about him, it's like a scab that get ripped off. I hate it. I wish I could forget it. Because I remember when I came back about 2 weeks after the last time I seen him, and he wasn't there. And I was asking for him because, you know, that was my dude. That's who I, you know, normally would, you know, whatever, go to, you know, when I wasn't on 160. Sometimes I would go, if it's too hot on 160, whatever the case may be, they go here, go there. And that was one place I went over by 165, and I asked for them, and everybody was looking like, man, tight tense when I mentioned them, it's, no, nobody, and I knew something was wrong. So I didn't say nothing, but my heart sank. So I handled my business, and I left, but I knew something was wrong. So the next time I came back and I didn't see him, I asked another one, well, yo, what's up? And he told me. And that shit scarred me for life, man. When he told me how homeboy went upstairs with a custody, I don't know if he went with one or two. And then a long time passed and he didn't come back. And it was like, yo, where's, what was his name? I don't remember what his name was. Let's say, Joaquin. Where's Joaquin? And all his homeboys outside, and they were like, yo, he went upstairs. Because they went upstairs, knocking on the door, no answer. Yo, no answer. Yo, they broke the shit down. They found him in there fucking handcuffed to the fucking radiator, stabbed up like 25, 27, 28 times, yo. He had fought for his life and lost. See? Because he didn't listen to me, the nobody. The black bitch, the nobody. They didn't call me the black bitch back then, The nobody who warned them. That shit broke my heart. Something died inside me when I heard that, man. And still, it hurts me this day. It's a memory I wish I could erase along with the memory of what happened to my sister, yo. It's for real. But that's why I say, I just breeze on Pat because, see, some people, you can't save everybody. Some people are going to be victims. He didn't listen. Because I was a nobody. I didn't know what I was talking about, right? But had he listened, it would have saved his life. He'd still be here. Yo, Because people always think I'm a nobody. I don't know nothing. But look, this so-called nobody who's a very smart motherfucking nobody is still here. While a lot of them is gone. And, like I said, with all due respect to him, because every time I think of him, what's left of my heart hurt, yo. Yeah, man. Because I knew when I was telling him, I knew it could happen. I knew it. I didn't want to say it would. No. But I knew it could happen. Because just as I'm looking at him and seeing his vulnerability, but I wasn't going to try him like that. I knew there was motherfucking stick-up kids, niggas who would. And obviously one of them did. I don't know if it was one or if it was two. It could have been two. Because he would go upstairs with one or even two people. Yeah. Because I was in there with him when it was like me, him, another, one or two other, custodies. Yeah, and I warned him. I warned him once, I warned him twice. And the third time, he was 3 strikes you out. So, yeah. But y'all keep thinking I'm a nobody, I don't know nothing. Just like he did, unfortunately for him. God rest him. I hope somebody learned something from him. They likely won't, just like he did. I remember when he was looking me in my face as I was telling him and dismissing me. And I knew then that he could die up in there, lose his life. Or because when a motherfucker come and rob you in a situation like that, where they know all your homeboys is right downstairs, so then they don't want to leave you to get to raise the alarm. Because then they won't make it off the block alive, yo. So I knew if a motherfucker come and test him, they'll likely kill him. But I didn't want to tell him that. But now I look back, I kind of maybe wish I did. But I know I wouldn't have said it to him like this back then. Probably would have offended him. He would have thought I was wishing bad on him. When in fact, I would have been saving his motherfucking life. Had he listened. But he didn't. Because just like y'all, he thought I was a nobody. And there you go. God rest him. YouTube, Renee Jimenez. YouTube, Crystal Clear Eyes. YouTube. Y'all better raise your level of awareness. Because, yo, you know how many motherfuckers I've seen come and gone who thought that they knew better than me? And yet here I still am. So I guess they were wrong. Rest in peace. YouTube, Renee Jimenez. YouTube, Crystal Clear Eyes. YouTube. Yo, I'm not as slow or stupid or old as you motherfuckers think I is. Peace.